everyone, I'm Marijke.
And I'm Laura.
And welcome back to the Dairy Academy and welcome back to the GYADC.
Today we're going to take you inside and show you what we are looking for when we run these trials and what data we are collecting.
So why don't you come inside and we'll show you. Something we do daily here at the GYADC is health scoring. This allows us to see if there's a difference in incidences of disease between our different trial groups. It also allows us to keep track of the health of our calves throughout the trial and whether or not we need to intervene with treatment. On our app here for health scoring, we focus on the nose, the eye, the ear, appetite, attitude, cough, temperature, and fecal scoring. Laura's going to come in and tell us more about fecal scoring.
Although pretty gross, calves' fecal tells us a lot about their health. So when we're health scoring and looking at their fecal, we grade them on a scale of 0 to 3. So a 0 is normal formed fecal. A level 1 is semi-formed and pasty. A level 2 is loose but stays for the most part on top of the bedding. And a level 3 is watery diarrhea that seeps through bedding.
Along with health scoring daily, we track feed intake daily, and we do that for both our milk replacer and our starter intakes.
This allows us to see which trial groups are eating more or less, and also when a calf is refusing to eat or drink their milk replacer, that's a great early indicator of sickness in the calf.
Here at the GYADC, weekly we weigh and measure our calves. We weigh the calves and that helps us track their average daily gain, as well as on farm you could use a calf tape, and Laura will show us how to use it.
So to weigh a calf with a calf tape, you wrap the calf tape around just behind its shoulders, and you want to make sure your calf is standing on a flat surface while doing this. And this calf weighs 74 kilograms.
Along with weighing, we take other measurements, including length measurements, hip measurements, height measurements, and heart girth measurements. And these allow us to see if there's any structural differences between our calves and the different trial groups as they develop. Along with weighing and measuring our calves, we're also blood sampling weekly. Amanda's here to tell us more about why we blood sample our calves.
Yeah, so this trial we're taking weekly blood samples and we're measuring a couple different things. So with the BHB test device, this is used for mature cows to detect can be used to detect for ketosis. But for our trial, we're actually taking a little droplet of blood that we've collected, and we're going to measure the amount of butyrate that's in the blood, so beta hydroxybutyrate, or BHB, and this tells us or gives us a bit of an indicator of the extent to which the rumen is developing and is related to calf starter intake. So we're interested to know if our treatment or our trial groups that we're evaluating for this trial, if there's any differences in rumen development. So that's why we're measuring BHB at different time points. And then with our weekly blood samples, we're going to take the top portion of the blood tube that has the plasma separating out in it, and we're going to separate that off, freeze our samples for analysis at a later time. Some of you may be wondering why we have leg bands on our calves. So this is a calf pedometer, which tracks the amount of time a calf spends standing, lying down, or moving around. A research group from the University of Guelph is collecting this data, and in conjunction with the health scores that Laura and Marijke have been collecting over the course of the trial, we'll be evaluating calf activity and their health scores.
We measure a lot of data points here at the GYADC, and that's not really realistic for a lot of people on farm, but there's a few things you can do to help measure your calf growth and health on farm and make sure that your calf program is being successful. Those being daily health scoring to keep track of any incidences of disease and making sure all your calves are healthy, and using a calf measuring tape to make sure they're developing properly.
So along with health scoring your calves, keep a close eye on their fecal and have a treatment plan in place with your vet to keep that under control and keep your calves healthy. All right, so that's it for this week's video on data collection. We'll see you next week on the Dairy Academy.
Bye!